Hi, I'm Owen with the late o'clock news, and this, of course, is the O Hockey Show, and I've got just some news to talk about. So let's jump into it. So, we've got, of course, the big one you already know, the big news story, the first big trade of the NHL trade deadline season. Vladimir Tarasenko scored his first goal with the Rangers tonight, just a few hours ago, or maybe a few hours ago at this point. And so good move so far for the Rangers. So we already know about that. If you didn't know, somehow Vladimir Tarasenko along with Nico Mikkola to the Rangers. The Blues get back Sammy Blais back from their original trade with them. And, of course, Hunter Skinner, a young prospect defenseman, as well as two conditional picks. The first one being the Blues get the higher, or I guess the lower, depending on how you look at it, of the Rangers' two owned picks right now between the Stars and the Rangers, whichever one ends up being higher or lower, depending on how you look at it. And the condition on the 2024 fourth-round pick is if the Rangers make the playoffs this year, it turns into a third-round pick. So good move by them. But that is not what we're done to talk about right now. Right now, we've got what Patrick Kane had to say about it. And I quote, he said he's not the happiest. So he said in a something, he answered with saying that he wasn't the happiest when he's heard of a trade. He said the Rangers were one of the places he was looking at because of the talks. I don't know if he's looking and hoping for a trade, but he did say that because of the talks, he was looking at the Rangers as a potential team he was looking forward to going to. But he said, and I quote, he said, I guess they filled that void without him, or something like that. He definitely said he filled that void, and I guess that is making him hurt. I mean, if I was a guy like Patrick Kane, home state, I mean, big, great team out of the home state teams that you could play for, a team that has in their prime and a great opportunity to actually win the Stanley Cup, everything, that's exactly what you'd want if you were Patrick Kane, and it just doesn't fall through, and it's unlikely that they actually trade for him now at this point. They'd have to really overrun their system or something to make a trade. I mean, of course, you never know. The Blackhawks could just do something absolutely stupid, and the Rangers could get him. I mean, I guess. But obviously, Patrick Kane not happy about it at all, which, if I was him, neither would I. I mean, it just makes sense. So, Patrick Kane not happy, and I'm assuming that this would make him want more to leave the team, because now this probably bugs him more. Or maybe not, because to be completely honest, I mean, I know this is a completely factual news station, but if I had my opinion in here, if I wanted to go somewhere, and then that place that I wanted to go, that knew I kind of would like to go there, because they know me somehow, and then they didn't get me, I wouldn't be happy, and I'd probably just rather just like kind of stay at home. So I guess that I don't know. Do you tell me down below? I guess viewers, is that would you, if you were in this case, would this make you want to go out there and get to a better team and try to prove the Rangers wrong and the Blackhawks wrong and go win a Stanley Cup with another team, or would this make you go like, oh, well, and then just kind of wait out the rest of this year till you can sign a contract next season with a good team? So tell me that down below, what your speculation is. But obviously, Patrick Kane quoted with being not the happiest in this case. So, moving on down to an outdoor game in Florida? I don't know. I mean, according to Kevin Weeks, I know this is a couple days old now, but he said that they are looking actually, the NHL, I mean, just by the All-Star game, which, by the way, was an absolute hot disaster, but just by looking at how much they really embraced the Florida atmosphere for some reason, which I'm not entirely sure what that was all about, but this is the most they've ever really delved into what state they're at. And, I mean, they went in kind of Vegas-y, but it's Vegas. But this Florida, they went all in saying how Florida it was. And, I mean, I guess maybe NHL, for some reason, just loves Florida, I guess. I don't know. But they're really seeming invested in it. So I totally believe this, that they would want to try to have an outdoor game between the two Sunshine State teams. And I think it would be super cool. I just honestly have no clue how they could do it. And just thinking about it, I mean, the ice in Boston for this Winter Classic, the hockey players were saying how bad it was. It was melting. You could tell they were slipping all over the ice. So I don't know how they could even potentially try to pull it off. Because here in this great state, you can actually go like in like Nevada as well. At least you can go up north and you can get to a cold area, and you can actually probably where the lakes actually freeze, and that makes sense. Like in Lake Tahoe or up in Flagstaff or something, you can go up in these hot states. In California, you can go upstate, and then you're in the cold. Florida, there isn't that at all. So I don't know how they could even potentially try that, unless it's kind of like a fake outdoors, I guess, or something like that. Like maybe it's like outdoors, how they say you have like a, like I don't know. It wouldn't make any sense to me. So who knows? But that'd be cool to see. Definitely would be an interesting sight. But I don't know. Anyway, how cool would it be if they actually had alligators, like a pool on the side? That'd be crazy. Anyways, moving on to a couple of signings. I got 4 up here, too, actually written down. So the first one is the Buffalo Sabres giving an extension to Dylan Cousins. He's already got 43 points this season. He's always been one of those prospects that you could just tell is going to do good. And on this Buffalo team that's just absolutely surging, he's a young guy, 7 years for 7.1 annually. I mean, that's just a good move. This is just a good move by the team. He's a big guy. He plays good, and this team's just blowing up. So, just a great all-around move by the Sabres. I mean, this is an obvious one. You got a young guy like this, you're going to keep him around. But I like the cap hit, too. 7 years for 7.1, and especially with the rumored how much the cap's going to go up to, like, what was it, like 110 or 100 or something like that? Like, the amount it's going to go up, a guy like Cousins right now, that's like a good pay, and he's only going to get better, especially with how the team's starting to actually grow. This is going to be a good cap hit for the team for a while. So, good move for everyone. Moving on to Phoenix Copley. So, Phoenix Copley, I chose to write his down other than the other two because I don't think the other two are that important. Phoenix Copley right now, I believe, is 15-3 is his record with the LA Kings. Now, he went from being the backup in Washington to, I'm pretty sure, being back in the AHL with the Washington or the Golden Knights or something like that, and then now he's ended up on LA. And every time I watch him, I gotta be honest, I don't watch every single game, but when I do tune in and I do see an LA game, especially that game that he played against the Vegas Golden Knights, Phoenix Copley he's actually good. I thought he was a joke. I thought the only thing cool about him was he was from Alaska. But now it actually turns out he's pretty good. I mean, I like the guy. He's stealing shows. He shut out the Golden Knights, 15-3 record with the Kings. This guy's doing pretty good. And the contract, 1 year for $1.5 million, a really prove yourself contract. This is great for this team. I mean, if he can keep it up, I really do believe in the idea of giving a guy a chance. It goes to show all these goaltenders you just throw a bone to and they run with it. You know, sure, not everyone, but you just throw a bone at some of them. I mean, Jordan Binnington became a big thing. Now, not so much, but still, Ville Husso, same team. Just all of these goalies, you throw them a bone because it's a single individual effort, right? And everywhere else on the lineup, you have to play as a team, but as a goaltender, as long as you've got the skill and you have the heart and the want, you're an individual player. You can come up with those wins and plays. In Phoenix Copley, he's taken this chance with a Kings team that is trying to do good and start actually growing towards the future while they are young still, and he's just running with it. So, good job for the Kings on getting that signing, because that's huge, if he keeps it up. And moving on to the last two that I couldn't have any room to write on the board. One is the Canadians, the Habs. They've re-signed Jordan Harris for $1.4 million. Good move. The guy's got 4 points. He's a young rookie. $1.4 million is not going to hurt your cap, especially with the Canadians cap. Just a good signing. Keep the guy on the team. You're not going to get rid of him. He's not going to become an RFA. And moving on to the Maple Leafs. I wanted to write this one down, but I didn't. I really wanted to. I have no room, and I didn't want to erase everything. Is Connor Timmins getting a 2-year contract? Now, Connor Timmins, I saw him in a preseason game for that team right there, the Phoenix Coyotes. I don't care. Now they are in Phoenix, so that's what they're going to be called. And the Coyotes. And he actually impressed me. I went there and I was like, okay, some of these guys, like, you can tell their flaws. But he was actually pretty good. Connor Timmins, I would not be surprised, is actually a solid. He's not going to be a top two defensemen. But I would not be surprised if one day on a Stanley Cup winning team, maybe not this Maple Leafs team because he's not at that point right now, but maybe in like 2 years, he'll find himself on the Golden Knights. He'll find him, no, not the Golden Knights, they're not going to last. Whatever the hell, the Maple Leafs. He's on the Maple Leafs, solid top 4 defensemen, maybe that third one, but he gets a couple more points, 25-point guy. I like that. I could see that totally happening. So Connor Timmins, good move by the Maple Leafs, one of the few you actually do. But that is all I have to say, so that has been your Just Some News time. Thank you for watching this. Please pick up your free subscription down below by hitting that red subscribe button. If you liked it, leave a like. Not a dislike, but go down below to the comment section and tell me how stupid I am and this stupid segment and the fake the fake news channel and this suit. So tell me all that down below, how dumb and idiotic I am. And until next time, thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. Have an amazing night, I guess. And ta-ta for now.